Thanks for tuning into this episode of Through Jeremiah's Eyes. Today I am joined by an amazing friend and serial entrepreneur. Today we are going to be talking about the question of what is success and what that means to us. So Lyric, if you could introduce yourself.
Hello, listeners. My name is Lyric Armstrong, and I am a junior animal science major at North Carolina A&T. As Jeremiah said, I am a serial entrepreneur. I own 2 businesses. One of them is Creative Customs by Lyric, and I create pretty much just about anything. So that could be custom t-shirts, cups, the list goes on. And I'm also about to launch a creative clothing line, which is Pretty Paid Intelligent Incorporation. And and I also own a truck. So the list goes on. I'm hoping to add more on. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining. So just to start off, how did you get into entrepreneurship?
Well, growing up, just about all of my life, my mom has been an entrepreneur. So she's been my biggest role model. Honestly, up until, I want to say middle school, I really didn't know anything besides that. So when people would talk about their parents clocking in or working in the office, it was kind of foreign to me because growing up, I always saw my mom having her own business and having her own office and doing all of the paperwork. So she was the first person who really inspired me. And she's the type of mom where if you want to do anything, she's going to set it up for you or she's going to tell you how to do it. And it's going to be point A, point B, things like that. So it's easy for you. So I expressed to her pretty early on that I wanted to make t-shirts. She helped me launch a clothing line way back when in high school, which was Alive, Always Living Your Victorious Energy. And it just pretty much went from there. Yeah, she helped me set up just about everything. Any paperwork that I need, I can always call her. Any advice that I need, I can always call her. And she's pretty much my mentor and mom all in one. So yeah, that's how I got started.
That's tough. With the truck, how did you get into trucking? How did that all start? Guess
what? My mom owns a trucking company. I'm telling you, that woman is just a superhero in my eyes. She does everything. But she owns a trucking company, and I always want a piece of something. Like, I never want to be left out. So when she said that, I was like, I want a truck. Yeah. Because she purchased trucks pretty fast, and then she also has people who bring their trucks to her, and she runs them for her. So that's pretty much what I do. So basically, with her help, I purchased a truck, and she runs it for me. So I just sit in college and collect checks pretty much. But honestly, I'm also learning the ropes because I may get my CDLs and drive my own truck because I already own one. But yeah, she pretty much taught me the industry, taught me everything that I needed to know, how to apply for a truck, building your business credit, everything of that nature. But it started with her starting her own company, and then I wanted a truck to be a part of her team.
Are you thinking of starting your own trucking company?
I am. I want my own fleet. I want a little bit of everything, but I definitely want my own fleet. I want to own at least, right now my goal is 2 tractor trailers because I have one right now and then a box truck. Or maybe the opposite, I may have 1 tractor trailer and then 2 box trucks, but definitely just to expand. But yeah, that could be a goal. I don't know. Right now, I'm going to stick to what I have, but I'm definitely saving up to expand my fleet.
I like that.
Thank you.
And have you thought of doing stuff with electric trucks? Because I've seen a lot of this stuff with getting everything's going electric, cars, all that, and then also trucks. I think Tesla's coming out with a semi-truck.
Of course, it's Tesla. I don't know about that yet. I'm pretty sure the price for that would be outrageous. Yeah. So I'm going to keep saving. And then if I see something about that in the future, then yeah. But now I have to do my research because I've never heard of that before.
Oh, yeah.
But it makes sense, though. I'm sure they have came out with that. Everything is going to be electric in the near future. Yeah. I can see it happening.
It sounds like a good business or industry to get into.
Right. I'm pretty sure that it is. I wonder how I don't know. I wonder how that goes, though. But it would be better because you don't have to pay for gas and all that type of stuff. But I wonder how that would be on a bigger level. Having fleets of electric trucks is what I don't know about. But now I have to do my research. See, put something else on my list. I don't know. We'll see.
Serial entrepreneur, always doing something new.
Right.
But I'm this exact same way. I wrote a book and started J.A. Pouncey Publishing. So now I want to write books. I want to have, how for musicians they have they can sign different artists to their label. Yeah. Be able to do that, but for publishing and books and all that stuff. So I want to be able to do that. And then this podcast, I want to be able to build it up and have more podcasts. So I have a different show called Teach Me where I have different people come on, usually people with PhDs, and they talk about their research and all different type of stuff that they do. But I don't know, I'm in the so you're a serial entrepreneur,
doing a little bit of everything too. Yeah. And you minor in what? Business, right?
And entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. See? You ahead of the game already.
Trying.
Though. But trying. That's dope. I think writing a book is something I want to do in the near future too. But I'm more so, I love poetry. So I write poetry all the time. I really need to get back into it. And I also write music. So I've been recording too. That's something else that I do. A lot of people don't know, but I record music as well. So I try to dibble and dabble in a little bit of everything. Because I feel like you really can do any and everything that you want to do. You just have to make time. Like, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So every day I'm like, what can I do today that I didn't do yesterday? Or what can I improve upon? But being a serial entrepreneur can mean that you put too much on your plate too, though.
Facts.
So, and we're in college. So you see, like, the list just continues. So it's important to have a balance as well, because it's some days where I'm completely business, but then I'm like, I have schoolwork too. Yeah, so it's like you have to find the balance in it all. I think that's the most important thing, honestly, is having balance. Excuse me, but yeah, balance is the key.
I feel the exact same way, especially time management and getting organized. I feel like that was one of the things that made me be able to have like a whole bunch of time to be able to do different things. And then also just focusing on stuff that if I want to do it and I actually enjoy doing this, then that's what I'm going to do. If I don't want to do something, I don't care if anybody tells me to do it.
You're not doing it. Yeah.
But then also making sure that academics stay in check. Because once I'm done with like schoolwork or studying or anything or homework, any of that type of stuff, then I'm like, oh, I feel free. I can just do whatever I want to. And
work on your craft outside of school. But, you said time management. You know what has helped me since high school? I just want to put everyone on. This is going to be one of those, I already knew that. But having a planner is so important. I just don't understand how people don't have to write everything. But I have one. I have two separate ones. So I have a business one, then I have one for school. And so that means literally writing down every single last thing, planning out my day, like day to day, every day, everything that I need to do. And I feel like it does something when you can check off, your goals and stuff like that.
It's like visualize it.
Yeah, and you can, so you write everything down, you checking off, like you feel like you're doing something, you're accomplishing something. And even if it's not like a bit list or anything, just knowing that you're being productive, I think helps too. It's a mental thing as well, but y'all, if you do not have a planner, get a planner. I'm telling you, you can color coordinate it. You can do just about anything. Your list can be just as long as you want to, but I really think having a planner just helps. That's with school and business. That's with life.
Yeah.
Just life. You could put mental check days on there, just anything. Hair care days, anything that you want to. But yeah, a planner and entrepreneurship and school goes hand in hand for me personally.
I remember in I think it was middle school. Yeah, I think it was middle school. They gave us like our own planners at the beginning of the year, or agendas.
Yeah,
but I remember
agendas.
I was like, nobody actually used it, and I was like, this is crazy. I was the same way. I was like, why are you giving me this? Why do I have to write down what I can do and all that? But then now it's like, I use my calendar on my phone. I use
me too.
Everything. I have separate calendars.
But I'm late. I just set up Google Calendar. I'm not even gonna lie. I just set it up, but I'm using it though.
Google Calendar is good.
It is.
And then when you get like email like a Zoom meeting, then I automatically put it in. So
the link, so you just click instead of having to search for it.
It's
about being convenient. It's the convenience.
And there's so many like apps and everything. So there's no reason to not be organized.
Honestly and truly, it's just too many options out there. And I'm pretty sure it's plenty that I don't know about. But it's just something about paper and pen or pencil for me. Yeah. That's honestly the reason why I haven't used my iPad that I have yet, because I just love writing down notes and checking stuff off. Yeah. But I may switch over to the technology portion or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I'm with paper and pencil right now, honestly, when it comes to my planner.
I say try the technology. I also have whiteboards all around my room because I like the physical writing of it. And everything. But where do you see yourself in 5 years? Speaking of planning.
5 years? My goals, I'm pretty simple. The only thing that I want to do is have all of my businesses be able to like run themselves. Like I can be out of the office and money is just coming to me and I have everything set up. So I have passive income? Yeah, passive income. So I have people working for me and everything is just coming into place. But even then you can never be 100% hands off. Like you still have to go into office, make sure everything is correct. But my main goal in life has always been to travel. Like I just want to travel. I just want to make money and travel. I feel like a lot of people have these complex plans and goals and that's completely fine. But for me, I've always just wanted to travel and eat. I love to eat. So I want to travel to try new foods. That's all I want to do in the cultural aspect. Yeah. I think one of my big goals in life, though, is to like create a documentary of me traveling the world. Like ever since probably middle school, I've always watched documentaries of people traveling. And I was just like, wow, I want to do that. Because I just feel like it's so much to see in life. Like I would feel like I'm letting myself down if I just stay in America. Not 100%. See anything outside of this, not try anything outside of this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like I just want to educate myself through traveling in the future and be successful, be happy, make money. And that's it. Be happy, make money, treat people right, treat myself right, and to travel. That's where I see myself in the next 5 years.
And I feel like traveling's very, very important. Just because you get exposed to different people, different cultures, different perspectives.
Everything.
That's why I have this podcast, because there's just so many different people that come from all different places and
different perspectives and everything. And also possibly vet school for me too, though, because vet school is 4 years. So my goal, I honestly want to be done with any type of schooling by 30. But there's so many trades and things you can get into. I'm thinking about real estate that I may be in school for a minute, honestly. But vet school too. But either way, my goal is to be able to be in school and do those things while also traveling. Because I travel now in college. Like, for my birthday, I'm out of here. I'm going to Mexico. So either way, I just want to implement traveling. That's it. I just want to be out of America. Like, I love it here sometimes, but
at the same time.
Right. It's other things to see and experience.
Do you enjoy school? Like, learning just in general?
I do. I feel like for me, school is like my comfort zone in a way, because school has always been like a natural thing for me. I've always done well in school. So I feel like I'm not going to say I really enjoy it. I guess so, but it's just something that has always come like easy to me, or I know how to do. It's something that I have mastered over the years. But when it comes to college in general, yeah. Like, I feel like if you put yourself out there, you join organizations, or you just enjoy being a college student, because you have to realize after this, life gets real. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times we stress so much about things in the present that in the future we're like, dang, I wish I was in college. Like, I'm stressing over little stuff like that, but now I have real bills and things to do. So I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy going to classes. I enjoy the campus. It's beautiful here. I enjoy college overall, honestly. Yeah.
The social life.
The social life, yeah, but I'm kind of a homebody. I'm not even gonna,
I feel.
I have my friends. I have my select friends, and then organizations, of course. But I pretty much stick to myself. But if you're not that type of person, there's definitely a lot of things you can do though in school. It can really put you out there. You can meet plenty of people, a lot of different type of people. There's a lot of organizations. There's a lot of things you can do. Yeah. So my goal before I leave out of here, I'm going to try to meet more people and stuff. But I'm also fine with just knowing who I know. I've never been too pressed to know a lot of people, honestly.
I feel you on that. I like talking to people, like just about, for example, like this. I just like talking about whatever with absolutely whoever.
Right.
But I think that's one of the things that I look forward to in vet school, because I'm going to be, I don't even know where. Mm-hmm. Could be over in UK, could be in Australia, it could be in the U.
That's traveling too States. For vet school.
Yep, and I just want to be exposed to more people. Have you thought about opening up your own practice? That's one of the things that I've thought about. Just entrepreneurship mindset.
Yep.
Everything that I do, I'm always like, how am I going to make a business
out of it? Yep. Yeah. I have though. That's always been my goal, even if I do not become a vet, because I feel like that's why vet school has always kind of been an option for me, because my mom isn't a nurse, but she owns a clinic. So it's like I've seen that part where it's like you do not have to be a vet in order to own a vet clinic. I'm going to know plenty of vets by that time. So it's like, definitely, that's my goal either way. Whether I become a vet or not, I'm going to have my own practice regardless. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I've already planned that. Even coming into school, the interviews and everything, I always said I'm going to have my own vet clinic. So yeah, definitely.
I'm excited.
Right.
Like, just for like what the future can hold, because you never know like what could happen.
Anything could change. And that's the crazy part, because it's like we can have our lives planned out now, and then 10 years later, we're not even doing what we thought we were going to do. I think life is just so crazy, honestly. You just never know. It's great to have everything planned out, but you'll see day by day, things could change quickly, honestly.
How do you, speaking of like things changing, how do you deal with like failure, or quote unquote failure?
Here go the corny line. But I really think that, like, I don't know, all the L's that you take, quote unquote, are lessons for real. So I try to take out lessons from anything. So every time that I fail, I try to, really dig deep into myself and see why I failed in that way. I really think it's all lessons learned. Every time you fail, you learn from it, and then you try the next time. And I think I'm going to relate it to vet school, because I've heard plenty of people say that they had to apply to vet school like 5 different times.
Multiple times.
Yeah, and that's with anything. So you learn where you fell short at, and then you improve on the next time. So that's how I view failure. Like, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think everyone fails. Like, if you don't fail, you're not trying. Because you can never be 100% perfect in anything. Anything new that you're doing, you're going to fail. Even if it's on a small or bigger scale, you're going to fail in some way, somehow. Now, if y'all know someone who's 100% perfect, I stand corrected. But the people that I know, they've failed a couple of times before they've reached success. Yeah. So I just look at failure. I don't know. You get back up and you keep it pushing. That's all you can do. If you sulk in it, then you're going to stay in it. You're going to stay in that failure. But if you get up, you learn from it, and you continue, then you really have no other option but to grow.
I feel the exact same way. Because it's like failure, I feel like it's always had this like super negative connotation. Like it's this big, bad thing. Mm-hmm. But in reality, everybody fails at different points. Yep. And as long as you're learning from your failure, then I don't think it's necessarily failure. You can kind of like fail forward, like instead of like just falling down, you're falling forward. That's very true. Because then you learn. I feel like you learn so much stuff through like hardships or through things that didn't go as you thought they were going to go. Because then you're like, next time I know not to do this. And you can relate it to different like scenarios and everything. Right.
Because sometimes the lessons don't even have to be in depth. It could just be, I'm not doing that again. Like it could just be that simple. Like that's a lesson learned. Like going through something, you can be like, I'm not doing that again. And that just be the lesson in it. But you know that you're not going to experience that failure or that pain again. I feel like that's all that matters. Like I said, as long as you keep pushing, you're fine. On to the next failure and to the next success. I feel like that's just how life is. It's one bump in the road after the next. But as long as you keep going, you're going to, come up on your clear path.
And I feel like that's what I want to, or that's like my goal to like try and get people to like, or like when I try and inspire people, like no matter what happens, just get back up and then try again. Because if you stop, then you never know what could have been on the other side of that. The next time that you got up.
That's very true. I agree 100%.
How do you, on the opposite side of that, how do you define success? Or what does success mean to you?
I feel like there's not one definition of success. Like growing up, I feel like success is getting a good job, making money, having a nice household, being married. But I feel like at this age and with social media, success could just be anything. And then, on social media, everyone is successful. They only post their best 5 seconds and you don't see anything else. So I feel like success could be you got up today and you kept going. I think success could be you fought off depression today. I think success could be I graduated college. I think success could be anything. I really think success is just balancing life because it's not even just being happy. I feel like I don't know, saying success is just being one thing or one emotion. Life is just so complex. It's just more than that. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think you can really define it as one thing, but I do think success is just being happy, doing what you want to do. What your definition of success is. I can't say it for anyone else. Like for me, it's going to be making a great income and traveling the world. For someone else, it may be they own a certain type of car. For someone else, it could be they become a doctor. Yeah. I just feel like it's different for everyone. But of course, society has this like these standards that you have to meet in a way. Like you must be a doctor. You must be this social media influencer. You must be this, that, and a third. We don't have to be. Yeah. It's plenty of people who just live a simple lifestyle. Like my mama and papa, they're in the country and they're happy.
They just chilling.
They're just chilling. Like they have the wraparound porch, but they're content with life. And I just feel like as long as you're content with your life, that's all that matters. Regardless of what everyone or what anyone else says, your success is your success. That's it. So yeah, that's success for me. Anything you want it to be. You define your own success.
I feel like it's like the key thing that you were saying, once you're like content.
Yep.
Or not like content in a bad way, but content in like you're good in yourself and you're like happy. I feel like that's the point that is success. But as you said, it's different for everybody.
For everyone.
And I think for me, probably be, I don't know, I want to be a billionaire, but then at the same time, like, if I want to be a billionaire, then why not be a trillionaire?
Right.
But it's like, it's just...
Keep it going.
But, like, I see, like, being able to be happy, being able to inspire other people, make other people happy. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, as you said, success is a multitude of things. It's short-term things, it's mid-term things, long-term things.
Everything.
And you can't really put, like, a single definition on it.
Or it's not really a scale for success. Yeah. That's my whole thing. Because I'll bring it back to entrepreneurship. I know some people, their life goal is to have a great paying job, to have a 9-to-5, to be able to afford a house. And I always like, why dream so small to me? Because that was always small. But I think life is very humbling because it's like you don't know where people come from or what's considered big to them or what's considered small to them. So the house that I live in now may be a mansion to some or it may be small to others. Yeah. So I feel like that's why success can't be really put on a scale level. It's just, it all depends on your background, where you come from, and what you want out of life, kind of. Yeah.
And that was something I had to learn because it was, like, as I was growing up, I thought, like, owning a business was, like, the coolest thing ever. But now, like, not everybody wants to own a business. Right. Why doesn't everybody think this is, like, the coolest thing?
That's so crazy to me. Even to this day.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why do y'all want to work for other people? But it's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing. And I feel like people are so judgmental, too, because your success doesn't look like theirs. But some people really just want to have a corporate job. I'm like, I don't want to work for anyone.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not my personal definition of success. But it's plenty of people. I know someone now who makes close to 6 figures by working for someone. Like, that's definitely an option, too. You can definitely work for other people and have a great income and have a comfortable life. But for me, I just don't like people telling me what to do. I want to make my own schedule. I want to do what I want to do. And my mom was also the same way. She told me she could not keep a job when she was younger because she didn't like people to tell her what to do. So she became a serial entrepreneur. So, yeah.
It's like there are trade-offs with each thing. Like being an entrepreneur, you're having to manage everything yourself. Yeah. And that's a risk that comes with that. Right. But then if you're working for somebody, you're in a corporate job, then you have that sort of job security.
That's very true.
You got health benefits, and you're an entrepreneur, you got to figure out everything on your own. So it's...
That's another great point, though, because we can make entrepreneurship seem so, I don't know, flowers and roses, and it's beautiful. But I honestly think entrepreneurs work more than 9 to 5. Sometimes my mom to this day is on her computer past 12 a.m. in the morning. This is every single day. And she has 2 smaller kids who are both, the one is under 5 and the other one is under 10. So it's like entrepreneurship is still very complex. And that's why I feel like the 9 to 5 thing is also great too. You clock in, you do what you have to do, you come home.
And you get out.
When you have entrepreneurship, you have to come up with marketing strategies. You have to budget. You have to do your business taxes. You have to do so many different things.
You got so much responsibility.
Yes. I feel like it's a flip side to everything. Like everything has its pros and cons because everyone on social media who's in entrepreneurship, they're rich. They do what they want to do. It's this, and that. But they don't show the moments where you don't make money that week, where sales drop, where sales went up because of Valentine's, but then it goes back down. You know, they don't show everything. So I think that's a good point too. Before I go into the whole, I want to be a serial entrepreneur, I also know what comes with it because I've watched a mom who stressed herself out running 3 to 4 businesses at a time. It's not always sunshine and flowers whatsoever, but you can do it. Just like anything, you can do it though. You can find that balance. And I think it's easier for me because I don't have kids. I'm not going to have kids for the next, I don't know when. So right now it's even easier to find that balance. But yeah, great point. Entrepreneurship is not all sunshine.
And then being a serial entrepreneur, I feel like it's even worse. Or not worse, but that's even more responsibility because you're having to, you can be in different industries, having different businesses. So then it's like trying to make sure all of those are functioning well. But that's when I think the point of having something be like passive income. I feel like that's when it I feel like that's the goal with all of my businesses to be able to build them up to the point where I have people that I trust to be able to just like give it to, and they're doing everything, but then I'm still making passive income on it, and then be able to go to the next thing and the next thing, and then
that's the goal.
I want to build an empire.
Right, that's the goal. That is the goal. But you were right when you said serial entrepreneurship can be a little harder because I know someone who has a trucking company and a spa and a clinic. None of those go together for real. Correlate. So it's also switching out. I feel like it's just a different version of yourself. It's a different personality for each. It's different kinds of paperwork. It's different kinds of requirements. Everything. But yeah, passive income, it makes it worth it in the end. For real. It honestly does.
How did you get comfortable with like not comparing yourself to others? Especially with like social media and everything.
I'm still not. Social media is crazy. I'm still not. I'm going to be honest. That's why a lot of times for me, IG, Instagram is just the worst app. Like, I like, people going to try to call me old. I love Facebook though. Why did you say it like that? I love Facebook. Facebook is just funny. It's lighthearted. People get on there. They laugh. I watch tutorials. I watch documentaries on the watch page. Everything. But I feel like I'm still struggling with that, honestly, comparing myself to other people. And I call my mom sometimes because I'm like, I know I'm doing this, and that, but I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm not trying hard enough. And yeah, that just means push yourself harder, but sometimes that really can weigh on your mental when you have colleagues who are doing a lot. Like this, that, and the third. They're this far in their career. They know what they want to do. They have everything set up. And you're still at square one kind of, you don't know what you want to do. Or you have your hand in everything. And sometimes having your hand in everything could be, I know it can kind of be confusing. Because I feel like entrepreneurship is great, but being a vet or something else is just more stable. Like, I feel like, what do I call it? I need my constant. I need something that's constant. I need to be a vet. I need some money that I know is always going to come. Yeah. Like I need that 9 to 5 type thing. But comparison is really the thief of happiness or joy, whatever you want to say. It really is, because once again, you're not seeing everything that goes on behind closed doors. And one thing that really made me realize that, I don't know, Instagram is like a facade, is that I know someone personally, and you could see someone in real life and they're crying that same day. They're going through a breakup. But then they'll post something that just makes it seem like their love life is just amazing. Yeah. So after I saw that firsthand, I was like, it's kind of a joke. Like, it's to be an influencer. It's to show the good side of everything. But that's just not reality. Yeah. So I just think I don't know. Sometimes you can get stuck in your thoughts. You can think you're not doing enough. But your path, I know, it's just so... Everyone says this, but your path is really different from everyone else's. Like, that's very true. Yeah. And I may not start vet school the same time as everyone else, but we're all going to be a vet. Like, it's just things like that. Just stop comparing yourself and just do what you need to do for your own path. Because, like, once again, I still struggle. That's one of the main things I do struggle with. That's why a lot of times I just shut Instagram out. Because I know personally that I'm doing a lot of things. But people don't realize, no matter how many times you tell me that I'm doing a lot of things, I'm accomplishing goals and stuff, if I do not see it that way, if I do not think I'm doing enough, then I'm not going to feel like I'm doing enough. So yeah, I don't know. I'm working on it. Honestly, I really am. That's something I'm still working on. How do you feel about that?
I feel like that's one of the things that I've gotten a lot comfortable with. Like, imposter syndrome is one of the things. Like, I've always like understood it, but I've never truly felt it like that. Like, I felt it being like a black male in a room full of, because I grew up in a predominantly white area, went to predominantly white schools all the time. I was usually the only black kid in like the AP and DE classes.
AP classes.
So like I felt that there, but like I guess in terms of comparison, I always just, I don't know, I do a lot, and then I eventually got to a point where I was like, I'm doing a lot. I'm stressing myself out about comparing myself to each other. So then actually trying to like put in perspective and just like take a seat back and look back and be like, dang, you're doing a whole bunch of stuff, Jeremiah. Right. And then like trying to just, or even just talking to people about different stuff that I'm doing. And then they're like, oh, you're doing a lot. Or, oh, this is cool. This is dope. That
confirmation,
Yeah. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things, just being able to share stuff that I'm doing and then not be met with negativity about it. Like, you can be confident about what you're doing. You can understand that you're doing things well and that you're making change and you're accomplishing these big goals. Right. And not be seen as cocky or that you're trying to see yourself as better than somebody else.
Right. That is true.
I don't know. I just got uncomfortable with it. And I feel like just comparison in general, like even like school on tests and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I'm pretty stress free at this point in my life. I don't stress about anything.
No, I don't either. I have my methods. I take my notes. I study, and it is what it is, honestly. But I think another flip side to that, though, is using those people for motivation, too. Because a lot of those people do motivate me. It's like, you're doing a lot more stuff than me, and you're balancing it well from what I can see. And that's still amazing. Like, and that's one thing about me. I'm never envious. I can truly say that ever in life. My mom taught me that. My dad taught me that a long time ago. Because if you really want that, go get it. Like, I'm real heavy, but I think that's also what puts me down, because it's like we all have the same 24 hours in a day. If they can do that, why haven't I? But I think instead of like just getting out of that mindset and start working and planning on how to get to that point is the most important aspect. Like, staying in that down area and how are they, what are they, instead of just actually planning and executing. Like, that's what I'm doing now. Like, today I've been filling out a lot of stuff for business forms and all that. I think it's just the execution that's the most important part when it comes to comparison. Like, you're comparing yourself, okay, figure out how they got to that point and what can you do and start executing in order to get to that point, if that's also where you want to be.
And as you were saying, not being envious or jealous. Because I feel like that's a whole nother thing. Because there's no point in being envious or jealous of somebody else. Because there's enough in the world for everybody.
For everyone. It really is. It's enough money for everyone.
Yeah.
It's enough opportunities for everyone. Now, with that being said, I will say that life isn't fair. Yeah. Everyone do not come from the same walks of life and stuff like that. And there are people who will have to try harder in order to get to that point. And there's people who have more resources than others. Yeah. But I do believe that it is possible. We've seen people who come from nothing and are millionaires and millionaires now. So I feel like it is possible for everyone. You just have to be motivated and have set goals and do everything that you can to execute and reach those goals.
And once you put in that time, effort, and I say it all the time, time, effort, and energy. If you put in the time, effort, and energy, then I feel like you can get whatever you want to.
That's the only way to. And I read this post and it was like, if you haven't made it yet, it's either for 1 to 2 reasons. It's not your time yet, or you haven't put in the time. Effort and energy. That's it. I really think it is that simple though. Because if you do everything that you need to in order to make it, you'll make it. It's just that simple. But a lot of people, I don't know, they see that it's bumpier than they thought. Because my mom told me that too, be patient. She always says that.
Patience is a virtue.
Patience is so important. Because a lot of people get impatient, or that one failure, they let it take them out. But like you said, if you keep holding on, you never know what's going to be on the other side. So yeah, that's important too.
I feel like do you feel like you're an optimist?
Right now, yeah. I'm working. I feel like I don't know. I'm just realistic. I don't like the whole optimist, pessimistic thing. I just look at everything and I'm realistic. That's the only way I could really describe that. But like the whole, everything's going to be good. And then I'm like, okay. Because I've always been the type, I do not like to set myself up for disappointment. So I look at the facts. I'm very logical in the sense. I'm going to say that. I don't want to say optimistic, pessimistic. I'm logical. I'm just leave it at that. I'm logical. I just think of everything and what's actually realistic and what's not. But having a positive mindset is important though. Yeah, definitely. Because every day I tell myself, if you want to do it, you can do it. And I'll be like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, it's going to be a good day. And you have a good day. Like, it's mind over matter, mind over everything. Mindset is very important. Just very, very important. So yeah, I'd say I'm just logical. I'm in the middle of both. I'm not the most optimistic person, but I'm also not a pessimist at all.
I feel like I'm like OD optimistic about everything.
That's like, good. Shoot.
Because it's like, I feel like everything has as you're saying, no matter what you, like, as long as you put in the time, effort, and energy, you'll get to said goal or said point. So I'm like, that's always possible. So you never know what could happen.
That's true, though.
The next thing where you want to be could happen like the next 6 months. It could be happening in tomorrow. You could have like a mindset shift and then just, I don't know. But I think of everything like the most optimistic way, which is low-key, the whole like setting yourself up for disappointment thing. I feel like I get disappointed a lot.
Because you're always... Yeah.
But then it's like, even after I get disappointed, I'm like, oh, well, maybe after, maybe I'm not truly disappointed. Maybe this isn't like the end thing.
Or this wasn't maybe the time. See, but you pick yourself back up though by being optimistic. So yeah, I want to become more optimistic, but I'm also fine with being logical too though. Being in the middle. That's all I say. But
I'm also very logical. So it's weird. It's a battle in my head because I'm like, I know what the possibilities are and I'm thinking of this logically, but at the same time, there's still that chance.
Right.
So.
But I do feel like only being logical can set you back though, because you have to think outside of the box too. You have to go past logic. Because like you said, anything is possible. But if you're looking at all the facts and you're like, there's no way. Like, it's just no way that I can do this. I'm looking at the funds. I'm looking at this and that. But sometimes there is a way. You may not know in that moment, but sometimes there is a way. So, yeah, I think I have my moments of both, honestly. But at the same time, like I said, the whole setting yourself up for disappointment, I'm just like, I'm not doing it. Or I go into an opportunity and I'm optimistic, but I'm also telling myself, well, this, that, and the third can happen too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a balance for me.
Being realistic about it, but then also hoping and expecting the best.
Right.
I like it. Because that's the point that I feel like I'm at right now.
Like the balance of it all?
Yeah.
Being in the middle. It's the most important thing, honestly. Take it day by day. But since we're even talking about that, I do feel like another thing that can hold you back besides just being like, well, I feel like being pessimistic, another thing that can translate to is fear as well. Because I feel like what they say, like, fear is on the other side of success. Because it's always the doubt in my mind. Like, even launching this new clothing line, I'm like, it's so many clothing lines out here. How is mine going to be new? What if they don't want to shop with me? What if it's this, that, and the third? But I feel like people who just believe in themselves 100% is like, I'm going to make a way. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it out there even if they choose or do not choose to shop with me. I feel like that makes the difference. And I'm also trying to master that too, because sometimes I can be so logical that it's like I put fear in myself. Yeah. And that's another thing too, is that's where being optimistic comes into place. Because you're like, you know what? I don't care. I think my clothes are cute. I'm going to put out the clothing line and either they're going to like it or they're not. So I feel like fear is involved in all of that too. That's where you need to replace fear with being optimistic as well. So yeah, you just made me realize a good point. I'm gonna start doing that. I might have to start doing that.
You just got to take a risk, because what's it gonna hurt if you do something and then it doesn't turn out specifically the way that you're gonna plan it out to be? Like it never works out like specifically
how you want it to be. Yeah.
If somebody shops with you, they do. Like when I published my book, it was like, I spent this time on this book. I enjoyed writing the book. Mm-hmm. If people like the book, then they like it. If they don't, then they don't. But
you still wrote the book, though.
Still wrote the book.
Right.
And then now I'm trying to work on getting it made into like an anime or movie. Anime.
That would be dope.
Yes.
That would be dope for real.
I'm working on that, trying to build connections for that. But then again, it's like, this is my first time writing a book. Mm-hmm. But guess what? I feel like it could be one of the best animes out there.
Ever.
Yeah, so it's like,
just believe in yourself. I feel like there's so many cliches in this part, but that is real. The cliches are always real. Like all of those sayings are real. Believing in yourself is really the most important thing. I really feel like only you can hold yourself back. Like nothing that anyone else could say can hold you back. Like a lot of people can throw stones and they can say you can't do this, that, and the third, but you're the only one that needs to believe in yourself. Yeah. Honestly, and there's always going to be other people who believe in you too if you reach out and do what you need to do. But yeah, you have to be your number one believer. And that's why I feel like I'm at now. Like I'm ready to just believe in myself 100% and just put forth the effort. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll find a way to work. You know, it's always another way. It's always another way. That's how I feel.
And doubters and haters can't really. Mm-hmm. I feel like one of the other things I had to learn was that there was no time or no point in spending time that I could be doing something that I enjoy doing or working towards the goal, that I'm going to be spending on trying to deal with doubters or haters or even listening to them in general. Because I don't think it's them actually not believing that you can do said thing. It's just them not understanding that within themselves, they don't have the like drive or same passion to do what it is that you want to do. Right. So they can't fathom the fact that you were able to do that you want to be able to do that.
Very true.
So I feel like that's how I see doubters and haters now. Especially, I feel like I learned that in high school. Yeah. Just goes like, yeah, I don't care what you guys think.
I feel like the secret to that, though, that I've learned is that I'm going to be blunt. Most of them are miserable. If you have the time to put someone else down and tell them what they can and cannot do, it's because you believe that you can or cannot do it. Like you said, they can't fathom it for themselves, so they can't fathom it for you. It's just that simple. That's why it's a lot of people, that's what anyone in life, they all have a lot of naysayers, but the naysayers are usually not doing anything. Yeah. Like if you're not where I want to be, and even then you may be where I want to be and you're telling me that I can't do it, but we've seen time at a time where people say someone can't do something and they do that and go more. Back and do it. Yeah. Like y'all are people. Who are y'all? That's what y'all are nothing special. That's how I look. Who are you? Do you know my life? Do you know what's set up for me in the next 10 years? Like, do you know something that I don't know? Or are you just talking? I feel like a lot of people just talk, and you would really make their day if you let them get to you. Like, I feel like the naysayers would just feel so accomplished if they make you not go after something. For real. So don't let them get that. No, don't let them get that satisfaction. Because a lot of times, like I said, they're miserable and they're not doing anything. But be miserable and not do anything. And try to bring you down to their level. So, yeah, I've been on that with naysayers and stuff. Yeah. Because a lot of the time, once again, you look at their life and you're like, you're not even being, like, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to bring to the table. I do believe that people are put on this earth to be that, though. They're tests. They're there to test you, for real. They're there to try to bring out the worst in you. But you can't let them. It's not worth it at all. It doesn't do you any good at all.
And that's why I feel like also supporters are so like important. So like people even just taking the simple moment to like congratulate you on what you're doing, or being like, you're actually doing some really big, which you are doing really big stuff, but which is insane.
It from someone,
it's a totally different thing, and it's always something that you're gonna have to like, or just like in general, that we have to like learn to do. Just be able to, one, be that support system for other people, and then also listen to the support system, because like we can see, like, just like for example, if I look at it, all the stuff that you do, and then I'm like, this is insane, like how are you doing all this? This is really cool, amazing, blah 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 blah. But then you can say the same thing to me, and I'm like,
get me.
What do you mean?
Right. And like you said, taking it in, because you have people, but I honestly feel like, I'm like, Mom, you're going to say that because you're my mama. Like, you're going to say, you know, and this, and that. I just feel like taking it in, though, you're right. Like, just accepting the fact, you know what, they're saying that for a reason. They're not making it up. Because you have people who could point out everything that you're doing, and you're still like, but that's not enough. But I just feel like it's because you're in your own head. Like, that's all that it is. But on the outside, it looks amazing. But you're like, I just know I could be doing so much more. But being a support system for other people, that's why sometimes, but that could be with anything. You don't know what people are going through. If you see someone, their hair looks cute, I'm always like, I love your hair. Like, that could have just made their day. You know what I'm saying? That could be with anything. I see you post something, I'm saying, that's dope. You have your podcast, that's dope. Because you never know. Sometimes people just need to hear it. That's it. People need to hear it. People need to know that they're seen. People need to know that they're appreciated. So just saying that, and I feel like, either way, I need it, you need it, everyone needs it. So it's okay to be that person and also want someone else to be that person for you. That's real.
Be that person. We love it. But yeah, I just think about that all the time, like trying to take a step back and actually listen to what people say that I'm doing, and like if it's cool or if they enjoy it or they're inspired by it, instead of being like, nah, you're just saying that because you're my friend. You're just saying that because you're my family. Just gotta like take a step back and be like, yeah, I'm doing stuff that is meaningful.
That's why I feel like, just so y'all know, J. Cole is my favorite artist ever. He's the GOAT in my eyes. So of course, just about everyone knows his song "Love Yours." If you don't know it, listen to it. I think that speaks volumes too. Just like, stop comparing yourself. I'm gonna bring it back to that, because I feel like you're always doing better than someone and you're always doing worse than someone. So if you compare yourself, you never know which end of the spectrum you're going to end on. So I just feel like taking it day by day too is very important to me, because I'm such a planner. I plan out so much stuff, and I start getting stressed out about stuff I have to do in 3 months from now. I'm like, why not just take it day by day and check off the list daily instead of worrying about stuff in the future? And then I also read this post, and it was like, you're so busy stressing about things right now that you don't realize that you're where you used to want to be. And that's just so real. Like, being in college, you know, scholarship, everything, it's like I just take the moment and be like, I wanted this and I made it. Like, I made it. Like, I'm working on things in the future, but sometimes you have to realize, like, you're where you wanted to be years back. So that's important too. Just, I don't know, celebrate every accomplishment.
Genuinely.
So I feel like, and I don't do that enough. Like, I really don't. I can truly say that. When I do something, it's like, okay, pat on the back. You're supposed to do that. Moving on to the next. And then you see people who are posting everything. They're posting their scholarships. They're posting club invitations. They're posting everything. It's like, I get the same things, but I don't celebrate it enough. I take it as I was supposed to do that. But I think it's important for your mental health, too, to pat yourself on the back for real, to go out, to celebrate. And the crazy part is, I don't do that for myself, but I do it for all of my friends. If any of my friends get a book deal, if any of them get a scholarship, I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Because we're celebrating. Yeah. Because I know how that, like, you can be hard on yourself and not do it. So I pretty much force them. Like, we're going to get something to eat. We're going bowling. We're doing something. I'll throw you a party. I'll make you shirts. I made shirts for my friend who wants to become a teacher. Like, anything, because it's important to celebrate yourself and the people around you. Because, you know, you should live in the moment. Because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, for real. Everything could change. Like, we're so privileged here in America, period, and in general, that we just really don't see that everything could change in a blink of an eye. So celebrating those accomplishments as they come is important too.
And it helps out with the whole, like, I guess, validation type thing. Because I feel like everybody wants to be appreciated. Everybody wants to be validated. Everybody wants to be heard.
Even if they want to admit it.
Yeah.
You
like,
want it.
Like, deep down, everybody wants validation. They want to be appreciated. They want to be heard.
I feel like that's human nature. Everyone's like, I don't need anyone to tell me. Yes, you do.
You do.
Deep down, we don't want to admit it. I do not feel like you should depend on that, though.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like that's when it gets dangerous.
That's when it gets very dangerous if you depend on other people to congratulate you in order for you to celebrate your own success. But deep down, we all want it. I just feel like we all want it. We all want somebody to be like, I see you. Yeah. And it's like, you see me, so I'm doing good for real. Like, okay. Yeah, that's true, though. I feel like we all want that validation in some way. It's just not wanting on a huge level because you're not always going to get that.
Yeah. That's... What? The real. Post that you said. What was the post that you said?
Which one?
The one...
What?
The one that you just mentioned.
Oh, sometimes we stress so much about the present that we don't realize we're where we used to want to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
That. One of the things I do is, so like when I wrote my book, I wrote like a little note in the first copy that I ordered and then put a date on it.
That's dope.
And then like, through like high school, I like leave little notes on different stuff that I did. Cause then if I look back on it, then I'm like, dang, it's crazy.
Yep. Remembering everything, taking it all in. You know what? You just gave me an idea. I might need to start doing that. Write notes to myself or how I felt in that moment. Just capturing the moment. Yeah. Once again, a blink of an eye. I'm telling you, college has flew by too. Everything, life flies by. And then every time you look back, you're like, oh, I wish I could go back to then. Instead of just enjoying the moment. But yeah, I might start doing that though. Writing the notes. That's a good idea.
That's something that I feel like I struggle with. Like living in the moment. Because I'm always future minded. I always have like plans, goals. I have stuff mapped out, like long-term goals, and then how to get to that long-term goal. So then it's like sometimes I'm so focused on that I don't actually do what I need to or like enjoy the moment. Like, let me pull up I average like 3 hours of sleep every night.
That is ridiculous. And when you told me that, I was like, what is going on? You're like, I just be up.
Because my mind is going
it never
24/7, yeah.
I was like, y'all, melatonin or something. Because how do you even function? I used to, though. That was me in high school. I would do projects until 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up at 5. But now, I get my sleep. I'm going to sleep. One of my teachers told me that. And she helped me a lot because she could see how much I was stressed. And she was like, I don't care if I didn't finish everything I need to do for the day. I'm going to sleep by 10 o'clock. And at first, I was like, then how are you going to do everything? Yeah. Like, you're slacking. But eventually, I learned that you just find a way. You carry on to the next day. It doesn't mean that you're going to, like, get behind as you think. But it's a double-edged sword. See, because I do think that overthinking is what has made me this successful thus far.
Same.
Like, those late nights and being up and getting ahead of just everyone and everything is what gets you far, too. So, I don't know. I think it's two sides of it. I like the balance. I like being, because a lot of people just calm down, Lyric. Why do you have to stress? I used to always say stress has made me successful. Stressing about stuff, being up, overworking myself has always made me get further ahead. But on your mentality, though, I don't know. Just two different sides. Because like you said, averaging, he just showed me 3 hours of sleep.
Last night was 2 hours and 34 minutes.
And you're just up right now doing a podcast.
I'm talking like it's normal.
No, y'all, I don't do that. I wouldn't even recommend that. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I would not recommend it
at all.
But like, it's not healthy. The thing is, I don't even do it on purpose. It's just.
Are you at least eating good?
Kinda. I get like a meal a day.
Cause when they get a joke on Jeremiah does not. That's been a running joke. He just snacks. So you're gonna be snacking all day and not getting enough sleep, and you're still going to all these classes, the clubs, the everything, and that's different. I'll give it to you.
But then it's like, I don't know, because, like, sleep, I have, like, a weird relationship with sleep. Because sleep is like, yeah, you need it. But then, at the same time, at the point that you made that there's only 24 hours in the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, so, if everybody else is sleeping for these 4 hours that I'm working, then I'm getting those 4 hours that everybody else isn't able to get. That's so then I'm able to work ahead. And then that's, if I do that for 2 days, then that's 8 hours. So I'm having pretty much a whole work day extra than everybody, and then it just
don't make me start staying up late, because dang,
I would not suggest
so it. You're one of those people is like you don't sleep until you get rich, like
pretty much.
Okay.
And it's not even like, to me now it's like I don't even control it. Like, if like one of the things I kept on watching, like documentaries and reading like research papers on sleep and why sleep is important, I was like, yeah, sleep is important. And then I was like, okay, so I'm gonna fix my sleep schedule. And then I would turn off all my electronics by like 10 p.m.
Yep.
Be in bed by like the same time. And then I would just sit there until like 1, 2 a.m.
See, it won't work.
I could not sleep. I didn't have on TV, didn't have my phone on, everything was on Do Not Disturb, wasn't watching anything, wasn't listening to music. I would just sit in there in pitch black darkness, just like thinking
and just be up. So your mind just doesn't stop.
Yeah, so then I'm like, well, I might as well just be working.
Do you know if you sleep talk?
I don't know, that'd be crazy if I did.
And I say this because, not to bring up my mom, but to bring her up again. She works so much that I've heard her talk about work in her sleep. You may do the same thing. She has talked about, she also has a home healthcare business as well. That's been her longest business. But I've heard her talk about clients in her sleep. I'm like, y'all that's ridiculous. Like, to where you're thinking about work in your sleep. Sleep is supposed to be peaceful. And no, you need to get some more sleep, though, honestly. But I sleep in the dark too. But what helps me go to sleep sometimes is being on my phone. Like, I'll scroll on Instagram until I get sleepy. But you're saying you'll do that and just be up.
Just be up.
We're going to figure something out. I don't know. But then again, maybe it's work. I just think you need at least 2 more hours. Like 5 hours. You're talking about 3? And you're not sleepy? Okay. That's another discussion.
It's like I'll go to sleep and then at a certain point, or like, yeah, I'll stay awake, be asleep, and then I'll wake up at I usually get to 6 and go to sleep at 3, 4. But then I'll wake up and then, of course, it's always hard to get up. No matter how much I sleep, that's another thing. Yep. No matter how much I sleep, it's hard to get up. So then once I get up, then I'm like, just another day. I'm cool.
I do get the whole no sleeping success thing because I feel like, who is it? I think it's Steve Harvey that I've heard say it the most. Where it's like, you wasting all this time by sleeping when you could be doing this, and that. That's true, though. See, now you're going to make me start staying up a little later. But for me, it's hard. Once I'm tired, I am tired. It's hard. Yes, it's hard for me to fight my sleep, honestly. Like, once my eyes start to get heavy, I am going to sleep. But that's also why I make planners, so I can have everything done throughout the day. Like, I have my to-do list, and then after that, because usually I'll try to make it to where I start early in the morning, and then I'm done by a certain time. So I won't have to do anything late. But you do have people who have so much going on that they have to work all times of the year. I don't know. I don't think I'm there yet. See, I want my sleep.
And I don't want to have to, just get, a little bit of sleep. I want to get to a point. I don't know what's going to click in my head or what is going to change because I don't know why I do what I do now. Mm-hmm. But, I just hope that at some point my brain is like, okay, you can just relax on absolutely everything. Your mind's not going to be going 24/7. But then on the other side of that, I like how I'm always thinking about stuff because then I like to have new ideas.
That's true.
That is podcast.
But you that was a good point that you just brought up though. But do you think your mind is ever going to get, because I think this goes back to the question, what is success? Because I feel like it depends on, I don't know, because once, like you said, you hope your mind gets to the point where you can just relax. But do you not think it's always going to be something else? Even if you think you made it and you're a millionaire, you're going to be like, but how can I make another million?
That's all I'm saying. That's crazy because I said at the beginning, if I want to be a billionaire, but at the same time, if I'm a billionaire,
it keeps going. So do you think it's ever going to be a time where, or you're just going to have to force your mind? Because J. Cole has an interview. I want y'all to look it up. But he's talking about the same thing. And he was like, if you put say you think success is money or you put it on different objects and stuff like that, you can never have enough. Yeah. So he was saying he got to his first million, then he wanted 10. He got his first chain, then he wanted another one. He got this, and that. So it's it never stops. Yeah. But at the same time, you're making it though. You're doing good. You're successful. But are you really happy? Yeah. I just feel like it's so much that can go into that though. It's way broader than people think. People think success is just this one thing. But it's also finding the balance in it too. Mental health is very important. Very important. That's why I just don't know how you do it.
I need it.
Therapy? Yeah. I recommend that for any and everyone.
Facts.
Because I think back in the day, people used to think that was for quote unquote, I'm not even going to say that word. People just thought that you had to have something wrong with you. I honestly feel like everyone do. If you have parents, something is wrong with you. If you had humans raise you, something is wrong with you.
If you didn't have humans raise you,
something is wrong with you. Because I feel like no one was perfect. Either way, you all went through something or whatever the case may be. Therapy is beautiful though, honestly.
I feel like getting into it when you're in a good state of mind is also better than trying to get into it when you're at a lower state of mind.
I think either way though. I think sometimes when you're at your lowest, you do need somebody to talk to.
Oh yeah, you gotta Yeah.
Either way, but I think either way, you do not have to be at a low state to get therapy. Therapy is amazing, especially for overthinkers, because they would definitely help you think through your own thoughts, to me, and rationalize things and plan things out. Therapy is way broader than a lot of people think. It's not just for problems and stuff like that. It could really be someone to just talk to.
I was literally just about to say
that. And understanding your own thoughts. Sometimes I don't understand my own thoughts. I don't know why I feel this way. And when you have someone else, or just saying it out loud to someone, could help you too. So yeah, that's a good point, y'all. Think about therapy for real. That's great. It's something that's great. I recommend that for everyone. Like I said, if your parents are human, get a therapist.
I feel like that's something that helps me like be able to do all the stuff that I do, because then I'm able to, like, just as you were saying, just have somebody to talk to and understand thoughts and understand how the brain works and all that. I also think it's cool because I think about doing everything. I think about doing studying in like psychology.
I wanted to do psychology. That was gonna be my major at first. Psychology is dope. I'm telling you.
And it's like, I'll go to vet school. And like,
you can do it all though.
Law school seems cool, but then
it's a lot of work. That's a lot of paperwork. Honestly, that's my only thing with law school. It just seems like a lot of paperwork. But recently, I sat in the actual courtroom and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, like, this is dope. I feel like I could do this. And that's another thing too. You know, something that I noticed is that I feel like this is a given, but still it was different actually, like, seeing it. But everything is so polished on social media and in TV shows. I thought, you know, like How to Get Away with Murder or something. When they're in a courtroom, they say what they have to say. They get straight to the point. There's no flaws. But in real life, it's nothing like that whatsoever. The lawyers are stuttering. They don't know what to say in certain. So I'm like, it's just different seeing things in real life. Like, it's really not as polished as everyone portrays it to be whatsoever. It's completely different.
Do you think being a serial entrepreneur, like, in your definition of success, you want to be able to do different things? So say you go to vet school and you're practicing veterinary medicine while having all your businesses, but then you want to be a lawyer. So then you completely pivot from veterinary medicine into law. Do you think that that's like one of your things that you want to be able to do when you like, or for your definition of success, like, would that be something that is included in that, just being able to switch from one thing to another thing?
It already is. That's literally me. I switched to so many different modes. It's ridiculous. Like I told you, I used to be in an R&B girls group. A lot of people don't know that. I used to make music, y'all. I used to make music videos. So I switched from that. Then I would go to clubs. Then I would go to, trucking is completely different. Making clothes is completely different. So yeah, definitely. I want to be able to, I want to be well versed in everything. I want to know about a lot of stuff. Like, it could even be knowing all of the wines and their history. Like,
love learning.
And I feel like that comes with wealth too, like knowledge. Knowledge is so important. So I want to learn and do just about everything, but find the balance too. So I feel like that could be a lot. Like, trying to be in everything, like, being a lawyer is a lot. Vet school is a lot. Being a vet is a lot. So having that balance, taking a break in between is important to me. I think, and I do think that getting into too many things could be a bad thing, because you're not really mastering anything. Like, I've seen a lot of people get into a lot of things at one time and then it fails because you're not taking the time to be comfortable within one thing.
Yeah, and focus on that one thing.
Yeah, so that would be like me starting up my vet career but not getting stable in it and then going to be a lawyer. Yeah. I just don't feel like that's beneficial. But if I take the time in between each and master each to the best of my ability, or get to a point where I feel like I'm comfortable in that field, then yeah, I'm switching on everything. Honestly, I'm going to be in a little bit of everything. I want to be in a little bit of everything. That's my mom. That's her. I think right now she has like 5 businesses. She's into everything. That's lucky her problem though. She does not stop. If I pitch her something, she's going to be down. I don't care if it's opening up a store for balloons. She's going to be down. She's going to learn about the balloons and she's going to do it. I'm telling you. But yeah, that's definitely one of my goals. And that's my definition of success, is to have a little bit of everything going on.
Beautiful.
While traveling.
Yes, while traveling, of course.
While traveling.
But I end off every episode with 2 questions. Got this tradition going. So first question, what are 3 things that you live by, or your 3 keys to life?
Ooh, 3 things that I live by. I don't know. You asked me a good question. You know, I never think about stuff like this. Honestly, I just be living. I'm saying 3 things that I live by are, 1, every loss is a lesson. That's just me all the way around. Living today, Like, don't think too much into the future. And if there's a will, there's a way. So you can do whatever you want to do. So yeah, those are 3 things that come to mind. That's
whatever you want to do. You can do it.
You can do it.
And then second question, if you could have a conversation with a 12-year-old you, what would it be about and what advice would you give and why?
Don't make me emotional. That's kind of deep. You can't just be asking people that. A 12-year-old you, I would just tell her that you're going to do everything that you set out to do. Because looking back, where I come from, like, getting a scholarship to college was just, like, unheard of for academics.
Yeah.
And it's like, I did that. And just knowing that I'm on the right path, like, just trusting everything, just trusting that everything would be okay. I think just the trust aspect, stop worrying, because I feel like I used to worry even then at 12. So I feel like I would just tell her that you're going to do everything that you want to do and don't let anything pivot you from that. Stay on track and just go with the flow. You do not have to have everything figured out at 12 and just have fun. But yeah, that's what I would tell her. You're gonna do everything that you set out to do. And more, honestly, and more. That's what I would say.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the podcast and sharing your amazing perspective on life and also being a great friend as well. Anything you would like to promote, shameless plug, things you have going on that you like to say something about, or last words you like to leave the audience with? Sure, you have many.
Once again, you can follow my business pages. So I have PP Intel, and then I also have PPI.customs. But either way, you can look up Pretty Pay Intelligent and Creative Customs by Lyric. And that's pretty much it. You can also follow me on Instagram at l.ontop. And Jeremiah, thanks for having me and for being a great friend as well. And I'm just so proud of you. This is dope. So thank you.
Proud of you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again. Be on the lookout for more episodes and also stay tuned for all the special guests that I'll have on in the future. I'll continue to have amazing conversations with incredibly dope people that I've met throughout my many adventures through life. Also, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Through Jeremiah's Eyes for updates and more content. And it would also be amazing if you could also like, share, and subscribe to my podcast so that you don't miss an episode and we can continue to grow this community. Thank you so much for your time, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode for another look through my eyes. See you soon.